Stop scrolling. Let's fix your saddlebag for that long distance motorcycle trip.
Okay, my friends, before we get started, I want to let you know that I have a gift for you. Okay, if you stay to the end of this video, I'm going to give you something very valuable that's going to help you pick the right things that you need for your long distance motorcycle trip, and it's going to help you prepare a lot better. Okay, so stay to the end and I'll give that to you at the end of the video. Okay, so one important thing that you should have on your bike is an adjustable shock wrench. Your load can change. You should be riding your bike weeks before your trip with your load, making sure that your shocks are adjusted to your load. Okay, but you could pick up another rider and you'll have to adjust, so make sure that's on your bike. Okay, next are hand tools, all the basic stuff. Okay, whatever your bike requires. You could have an old bike, newer bike. You know your tools because you work on your bike. You got to be able to pull a spark plug. You got to be able to tighten things down. Some things require drivers, require Allens and Torx, whatever. Okay, so whatever your bike needs, you should have in hand tools. Okay, you're not going to be doing an engine rebuild on the side of the road. These are basic hand tools. Okay, but one of the most important things you carry on your bike is blue Loctite. When things do start to come loose, if you don't have that, they're just going to come loose again. Especially riding for hundreds of miles, it will come loose again. So hit it with some blue Loctite, put it back on, it'll dry. You won't have to worry about that again. Okay. The next thing, let's move over to the tires. Some sort of tire puncture kit. If you pick up a nail, you got to be able to plug it. Okay. You're going to need something to fill your tire with. They do sell CO2 tire kits, and you should have that on your bike. I have this double-ended air chuck hose. If you're ever going that low, you can fill up from the other bikes that are with you. That'll just give you a little bit of air out of everybody's tire, just enough to get you to the next town to where you can fill up. Or you could make it to a truck stop and use a trucker's tire. Just be careful. Okay. A voltmeter. This voltmeter is going to be, it's very underestimated too. Nobody packs this. Nobody has this on their bike. But if you're having a charging issue hundreds of miles into your trip, this is good to know. Do you have 12 volts on the battery? Well, there's no way to tell unless you have a voltmeter. Okay, you could test your stator, regulator, generator, all the things that you need to test with a little voltmeter. So get a cheap one, get a small one, throw it in your bag. Okay. The next is going to be jumper cables. I was in Sturgis. I was having charging issues. Thousands of bikers were there, and not one person had jumper cables. Not one. So have these on your bike. If you're riding in a group, you're going to be the hero. And if you don't, if you need them, you're going to have them. Okay? Because look, it's pointless if you need a jump and you have no jumper cables. Nobody can help you. Okay? So the other thing I carry is a jumper box. This is really just, well, it is a jumper box, but it's also an external battery. You know, I can charge my devices, stuff like that. But the bad part is once this goes dead, you're dead in the water. You can't use this anymore. So you have a couple jumps on it, but if you're having a big charging issue, you're not going to be able to just keep jumping the battery, especially if the battery dies. Okay, because it doesn't charge it, it just jumps it. You're going to need some sort of cord to charge your devices with. Don't forget that, because if you can't charge your phone, man, it's, dead phone sucks. Next is I have visor cleaner, visor or glasses cleaner. So you're going to hit bugs, you're going to hit all kinds of crazy shit. And, if you hit a lot of bugs, you're going to wipe and there's going to be bug guts. And it's nice to just be able to clean your lens. Otherwise, you'll be riding blind for miles. Okay. I do have bungee cords. This is for something quick and easy. You can strap to the back of your bike and keep moving without having to open your bags, pull shit out, rearrange things, put stuff away just to put your jacket back in. Okay, so bungee cords are nice to have. I do have sunscreen, some for my arms and some for my face. Okay, I was just in Sturgis, Sturgis 85, and one thing I had to stop and pick up was deodorant, because I noticed that I was starting to stink real bad. And a lot of you dirty ass bikers need to pick up some of this deodorant and put it in your bag also. Okay. The next thing I have is a headlight. You're going to need it because if you're traveling on your bike, you're camping next to your bike and you're doing things at night, or you could just be running all day into the night and an issue happen, you got to be able to see what's going on. I have an extra set of gloves. These are thicker gloves. They can go over my leather gloves. You could be riding in the rain, could get wet, nice to have a dry pair. You could double them up to keep you warm. Okay. I have a face shield that I always carry on my bike. Whether I'm, riding with a helmet, I don't need it. But if I decide to ride helmetless, this is nice to have, especially when it starts raining. Okay, that stinging rain on the face for miles and miles and miles is unbelievably uncomfortable. I have a big fat poncho. This big fat poncho is for hanging out. I'm in the field, we're partying, whatever. This is a big one that goes over you, has a hood, has buttons down the side. This is not really a riding poncho. This is for hanging out, okay? So you need this because sometimes you don't have the option of cover. One thing I don't have on the table that you are going to need is one of those frog rain suits from Walmart. Buy extra large. Don't buy small. Don't buy medium. Buy extra large. You can throw on all your gear if it starts to rain on you, and throw that frog suit over, and you'll be able to ride for hundreds of miles before that thing shreds away, and you can't use it anymore. But it'll keep you dry while you're riding and it's raining. Because if you go far enough, you're going to hit rain. Bring a full set of leathers, chaps, and a jacket. This is going to keep you super dry and super warm and keep that cold wind off of you. Okay? But make sure your rain suit, your frog suit, can go over all your leathers. Okay? I carry a cotton jacket because most riding doesn't require a leather jacket. You just might want to throw on a flannel and move forward. Okay? I have a PDF of all of this stuff, of a punch list of everything that you can download it and just go through, add to it, subtract to it, but make sure you have the things that make sense to you. You might not think you need a voltmeter, but trust me, you want to have a voltmeter. Okay, so some of those things, put yourself in that situation. It's nice to have it instead of not having it, okay? So like, comment, share it with someone who might enjoy this video or the content on it. In later videos, we'll go over on how to camp on your bike, with your bike, and that way you can just roll, man. You keep going, all right? Hang out, and thanks for watching.